Hey everyone, Batel here. Welcome back to my channel. It is 4 in the morning and I made a whole list of narcissistic topics that I want to talk about. And instead of relaxing, I really wanted to make a video. So this is one of my plants over here. It looks like a little jungle and I love it. So let's get started. I hope you guys are doing really well. Today I want to talk about how the narcissists live on repeat. And I'm sure you guys already recognize that. But I do get a lot of comments from people who are telling me that it's really hard for them to get out of these cycles and then they find themselves in the same place all over again. So today I really want to go in depth on what is really going on over here, and I really hope that this will give you clarity and finally break this trauma bond between you and a demon in human form. Now, a lot of people don't like to categorize narcissists as demons, and it's fine. Some people want to categorize them as a false self. That's fine. Some people want to tell me that they have a personality disorder, a clinical personality disorder, and that's also fine. But this is a spiritual phenomenon, an energetic torture in a sense, and let me explain why. Before I get down to how the narcissist repeats cycles, I want to remind you that this is a soul growth channel. This is a spiritual channel. I don't even like to really use the word spiritual. It sounds very new agey, but when I talk about spiritualism, I'm talking about stopping the cycles and living authentically as your true self, the soul. See, narcissists live on repeat because the devil is a liar. Now let's talk about that a little bit, if you're still here. The devil is a liar because he always wants to keep you at low frequency, equals he keeps his little narcissists on low frequency as well, constantly, literally repeating the exact same cycle over and over and over again with no growth. He lives on fear-based identity. So he walks on planet Earth using the narcissist as his little minions in a meat suit. And he injects the way that he lives into all these narcissists. Now, these narcissists are constantly targeting people who don't have the knowledge, people who need somebody's approval, people who are codependent, people who are overly giving, people who are traumatized from childhood, people who don't have a sense of self. And that's nobody to blame. Living on planet Earth, you're gonna get there on your own with your self-discovery. It doesn't happen overnight. So now the devil, right, has created his little narcissists. Now the narcissists actually don't even have a clue to what's going on. They just kind of operate because they have long divorced their true self. They don't have a sense of self. They really don't. They don't. And it seems really hard for a lot of people to understand because their sense of self is being constantly ripped apart as they are communicating with a narcissist. And now why is that happening? The narcissist lives on repeat. The narcissist constantly mirrors people's personalities. The narcissist constantly feeds off of people's emotions and attention and validation. Without these things, without these three aspects, the narcissist will not be able to actually exist, which means that he will flee from you, or you will see his false self mask slipping off, which is the rage, which is the blame shifting, the gaslighting, this horrible person who you're like, what the hell is going on over here? Who are you? And why are you speaking to me this way, right? Or why are you treating me this way, right? That's who they are. That's really who they are behind this persona, this false identity you see that they're trying to portray. Since the narcissist has learned how to mirror people's facial expressions and false empathy and false charm and all these things, they just kind of repeat, you see, this exact same role with everyone around them, including their own parents, including their own family members, everybody. Now, the narcissist lives on repeat in a sense of like this. Every single day of their life, they look for people's energy. They look for people's validation. They look to control and manipulate and lie to people's faces and hurt them. They also look to put their victims, the people that they're constantly speaking to on a daily basis, in that same fear frequency. See, the narcissist wants you to believe that there's nothing else in this life besides them, besides their problems, besides their devaluations, besides their feelings and their, emotions. And how dare you not feed my ego? And how dare you tell me that I did something wrong? I'm gonna just project that onto you. Everything that I do that's a false self, that's completely living on repeat, I'm gonna project it onto you, so now you can live on repeat with me. And you will never be able to move on with your life. You're gonna stay trauma bonded with me. And that's the devil. Now, why do I say that's the devil? Because we all came here to live a really nice life and continue moving forward and having these amazing experiences and learning and being in love, true love with ourselves. Not in a toxic, grandiose, false self manner that a lot of people think I'm talking about. See, a lot of people think that loving yourself is selfish because they see toxic false love, which is not even love, so they don't even know what love is. Most people don't know what love is. So, now you believe that the narcissist loves themselves, and it's selfish to love yourself because you have been brought to believe that this toxicity and this selfishness is love, right? Now, the narcissist also repeats cycles in a sense that they always find a way to put you down when you are the most happiest. Did you notice that? So now what's going on in this dynamic is the narcissist sees you're happy because they're so unhappy with themselves, right? Because if a narcissist loves themselves, they would love to see other people happy. Oh gosh, it will make them happier, okay? So the narcissist sees someone happy, their victim, quote unquote, and they go, wow, that person is full of joy right now. Let me just go there and repeat this cycle. And they don't even think like that. They just operate on repeat like that, you see? It's all repeat. Every single thing that they do on a daily basis is repeated. Their job, their manipulations, the way that they think. Nothing ever changes. Nothing ever evolves. It actually gets worse. The more people get fooled by this false self that they are, the more their ego gets louder and louder and louder and becomes extremely toxic on individuals who don't know what's going on. So a lot of people enable narcissistic traits because they think that's love. They think that's that must be a really confident person. So let's get back to the cycles of when you're happy. You're basically fully charged now with joy, with your own love, with actual love, right? Because you're happy. You're on high vibrations right now. Now, the narcissist sees that and they can't let you go. They can't let you be happy. You have to repeat cycles with them because God forbid somebody actually stoops out of the misery of the devil. God forbid somebody stoops out of the programming to be miserable. The narcissist can't handle that. He's going to have to scoop you back into this misery with them. You see? So I encourage everybody on this channel, whoever is listening, Please find it in yourself to stop repeating cycles with the actual devil and go live your life. The purpose of this channel is to actually find yourself and not need anybody's validation, which the narcissist consistently lives based off of. They need external people's validation to make themselves temporary, quote unquote, false, fake, happy. They need people's emotions and validations to validate their existence. They need to mirror people's emotions and sentences and even life stories, just so people can stare at them and say, yeah, I see you. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you right there. You're alive. Sweet. I'm looking at you. I'm just going to agree with what you're saying. You don't need anybody's validation, and you definitely don't need to repeat any cycles with these toxic black holes that repeat cycles, because they just can't see beyond the cycles that they have been living in. They can't see it. They will bring everybody down with them because they are people attached. They create trauma bonds with people. They create codependency styles with people. They mirror people. Narcissists need people to live. And so they need a whole army of people to repeat cycles with them. So when narcissists meet each other, for example, in work or family, they just absorb themselves in these dynamics. They just absolutely love it when they meet another narcissist, because it's like, oh, hey, you're not leveling up in life. You're just like me. Let's go have a drink. But when somebody's just a little bit getting out of that cycle of the devil's misery, they can't handle it. You got to come back and suffer with me. So the whole point of the story is that a narcissist is never going to change. And it's not your job to change them. And a lot of times it's so hard to not say anything to a narcissist, right? And just walk away and keep living your life because you just want to tell them so you can get that validation, right? Or you want to put them down because they've been putting you down all this time. Or you feel like you finally got to them. So if you tell them something that is really, really, smart or aware or real or authentic or knowledgeable, then maybe they will see it. No. Their mind and their life is distorted, and it's constantly on repeat. No matter what you say, they will just mirror, okay, what you just said and literally repeat it in 15 minutes. So now when you have a concern about yourself and how they treat you, for example, they will remember that whole sentence and the way you said it, because they just mirrored the way that you think, and they just copy pasted that into their false personality, because they don't have a personality, okay? So they need you. So now they're gonna smack it right back onto their face. And 15, 20 minutes go by and the argument's still going on. And guess what? They are literally going to repeat what you just said 20 minutes ago, the exact same way that you said it, with the exact same facial expressions. And they will make it seem like they are now the victim. And all is going to be happening is you're literally looking at yourself in the narcissist's face. And that's why you always feel bad, because they mirror you so well. So you can stay in that terrible, miserable loop of fear, pain, devaluation, and cycles of toxic abuse that the devil wants you to stay in. Just so you don't go out there and keep being happy that you were just happy a second ago. Don't let these fake, phony, false people who are not even people at all steal your joy. Keep getting out of that cycle, because every second and every moment You have that power to break out of it. It's just a choice that you have to make. And a lot of times it may be hard and it may be painful because of the trauma bonding. But you're trauma bonded. And the only way to break this cycle is to really validate for yourself that no matter what you say or no matter what you do, this narcissist is always going to find a way to put you down again. Because that's just how their mind is. It's very distorted. Their agenda is to keep you there, to keep giving them fuel. It's never about you. It's never about being in a healthy relationship or friendship or anything or dynamic. It's just for you to stay stuck in that loop with them so they can keep sucking you dry. So don't stay in this narcissistic cycle of repeat. I'll see you guys on the next mental health series. One more thing, you just really have to validate for yourself that you're ready to live your life, you know? If you're gonna see them again, you don't even have to look at them. You don't even have to worry about them. That pain and that anxiety and that fear is what feeds this cycle of abuse. So if you just remember that it's something that you have to break within yourself, the narcissist is not going to help you do that. You have to do this. It's all up to you now.